Sometimes in life, you meet someone who changes everything. Not just the course of your career, but the very way you see the world and yourself. These rare connections become the foundation for everything that follows, shaping your journey in ways you could never have predicted. For Billy Crystal, that person was David Steinberg. Their paths crossed at a pivotal moment, and from that day forward, nothing was ever quite the same for Billy. David wasn't just his manager, he was a guardian, a confidant, a second father. He offered guidance not just in business but in life, always ready with advice or a listening ear when Billy needed it most. Their partnership was built on trust, laughter, and a deep understanding. They shared not only professional ambitions, but also a friendship that ran deep, filled with inside jokes and moments of pure joy. Billy often talks about David with a light in his eyes, a mix of love and pure amusement. The stories he tells are filled with warmth, gratitude, and a sense of wonder at how lucky he was to have David by his side. In a tough business, David was the shield, handling chaos so Billy could create comedy. He took on the stress, the negotiations, the late-night phone calls, so Billy could focus on what he did best, making people laugh. He was family, present at every major event and moment of doubt or triumph. Whether it was a sold-out show or a quiet family dinner, David was there, offering support and celebrating every milestone. Their relationship was a masterclass in loyalty, lasting over 40 years. Through ups and downs, successes and setbacks, their bond only grew stronger, a testament to the power of true partnership. David saw the spark in Billy long before the world did and nurtured his talent. He believed in Billy's potential, even when others doubted, and pushed him to reach heights he never thought possible. He knew when to push and when to protect, understanding Billy's heart and humor. David had an uncanny ability to sense what Billy needed, whether it was a pep talk, a reality check, or just a good laugh to break the tension. Behind every great performance, there are countless unseen moments, late-night brainstorming sessions, scribbled notes, and quiet encouragement. David was there for all of it, shaping the work from the shadows. When we lose someone like David, we lose a library of stories and a steady hand. The world feels a little less certain, and the backstage a little quieter. But their impact lives on in the work they helped create and the memories they left. Every show, every laugh, every heartfelt moment on stage carries a piece of David's legacy. Billy's stories about David paint a picture of a man who was hilarious, brilliant, and fiercely loyal. He was the kind of person who made everyone around him better, simply by believing in them. He was one of a kind, and while he may have been behind the scenes, his presence was felt on every stage Billy ever stood on. The laughter, the applause, the magic of the moment, all of it was, in some way, touched by David's hand. He was the silent partner in all the laughter, the unsung hero whose devotion and love made the spotlight shine just a little bit brighter. Every great Hollywood story has a beginning, and David Steinberg started in Milwaukee. He had a spark, a drive destined for something bigger. Moving to Los Angeles, he had a plan and a vision. His first foray was in public relations, perfect training for shaping stories and building relationships. David excelled, laying the foundation for his future. Transitioning to management, he appreciated comedy and the unique minds behind it. He wasn't just interested in booking gigs, he was building careers and protecting the people behind the jokes. His management company became a home for exciting comedic talents. David's journey from Milwaukee to Los Angeles shows his tenacity and intelligence. He didn't just come to Hollywood to work, he came to build something that would last. Imagine managing two of the most brilliant comedic forces, Billy Crystal and Robin Williams. David Steinberg was their anchor in a whirlwind of creative genius. For Billy, David was a strategic partner, guiding him toward projects that showcased his talent. For Robin, David was a protector, creating a safe space for him. He facilitated the legendary bond between Billy and Robin, coordinating their schedules for projects like Comic Relief. David was the quiet architect of a legendary comedic partnership. He built a structure around their creativity so it could flourish, handling difficult conversations and logistics. He was the unsung hero behind so much of the laughter they brought to the world. One of the best stories Billy tells about David is about the phone calls. Billy had this famous character, Fernando Lamas, with the catchphrase, "You look marvelous." He would call David's office, launching into character, causing confusion. David always knew it was Billy, and these calls became a running gag. It was their private joke, a moment of fun in a busy day. David, with his dry wit, would play along, discussing imaginary movie deals. This sense of playfulness was central to their relationship. David had his own brand of humor, quick and sharp. The Fernando calls were a symbol of the joy and silliness they shared. David trusted Billy, giving him space to be creative and goofy. Their friendship was a safe harbor where they could be themselves. Everyone has their quirks, and David Steinberg had memorable ones, especially with food. His unique habits were a source of endless amusement and fond memories for those who knew him well. Billy loves to tell the story of how David would eat. It was a ritual that never failed to bring a smile to his face and laughter to the table. He was a man of simple tastes, famous for ordering a plain hamburger patty. No bun, no toppings, just the patty. It was his signature order. It drove waiters crazy, but it was about comfort. David found solace in the simplicity of his meals, a stark contrast to the complexities of life. David knew what he liked and stuck to it, a consistency in life and on his plate. His unwavering preference for the same meal was a testament to his steadfast nature. Billy found it hilarious and endearing. The predictability of David's order was a comforting constant in their friendship. His food habits reflected how he took care of himself and others. David's approach to meals was a reflection of his approach to life, simple, direct, and caring. He was disciplined and focused, cutting through noise to get to the point. This clarity of purpose was evident in everything he did. These quirks are what we remember most about the people we love. They become the stories we tell and the memories we cherish. Billy's stories about David's eating habits show a man comfortable in his own skin. He embraced his quirks and made them a part of his identity. He was authentically himself, whether negotiating a deal or ordering dinner. David's authenticity was his greatest strength, making him unforgettable to those who knew him. In 1989, Billy Crystal embarked on an ambitious project, an HBO special in the Soviet Union. It was a huge undertaking, filled with logistical nightmares. David Steinberg was by Billy's side, proving he was more than just a manager. The challenges started the moment they landed with customs and basic necessities. David was the calm at the center of the storm, dealing with officials and bureaucracy. Billy remembers David as the ultimate problem solver, staying cool under pressure. He ensured the crew had what they needed, allowing Billy to focus on making a Russian audience laugh. This trip was about building a bridge between cultures through laughter, made possible by David. The Moscow trip was full of moments where David's quick thinking saved the day. One standout story is about getting food for the crew. The hotel food was poor, and the crew was demoralized. David saw this and understood the importance of a good meal. He found a source for fresh food, setting up a secret commissary. It was a small act but huge for morale, showing he was everyone's manager. Another time, there was a major issue with the stage setup. David calmly worked the problem, finding a translator and drawing diagrams. These are the things an audience never sees. David operated in the shadows, solving problems before they could derail the project. He was the ultimate producer, caregiver, and reason the Moscow show worked. Beyond logistics, David Steinberg's most important role was as a protector. The entertainment industry can be brutal, full of rejection and pressure. David shielded Billy from negativity, maintaining his creative energy. He was the ultimate confidant, listening without judgment. Billy could share fears and ideas, knowing David would listen. Their conversations were about life, family, and navigating fame. David knew Billy better than almost anyone, understanding his humor and anxieties. When Billy considered hosting the Oscars, David gave him confidence. He believed in Billy, and that belief was infectious. David was fiercely loyal, the person you called in a crisis. His protection and guidance were about lifting up the people he loved. David Steinberg was more than a manager. He was a builder of careers and a guardian of talent. He had an uncanny ability to spot potential in people, often before they saw it in themselves. His office was a safe haven for artists, a place where ideas were nurtured and dreams were taken seriously. David believed in the power of laughter to heal and connect, and he dedicated his life to helping others find their voice in the world of comedy. His legacy is in the enduring careers of those he guided, like Billy Crystal. David's influence can be traced through the countless comedians and performers who credit him for their breakthroughs. He was the steady hand behind the scenes, always encouraging, always honest, and never afraid to give tough love when it was needed most. His wisdom and loyalty were the secret ingredients in Billy's joy. Their friendship was built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared sense of humor that could light up any room. David's advice was sought after not just for business, but for life's bigger questions. His impact is seen in the love and respect from those who knew him. At gatherings, stories about David flow easily. Tales of his generosity, his quick wit, and his unwavering support for friends and colleagues. David's legacy is in stories of his humor and strength. He had a way of making people feel seen and valued, no matter how big or small their role in the industry. He showed success in a tough business without losing his soul. In an industry known for its challenges, David stood out for his integrity and kindness. He proved that you could be both ambitious and compassionate, and that true success was measured by the lives you touched. Every time Billy makes an audience laugh, David's legacy is there. The laughter that fills the room is a testament to the foundation David helped build, and to the joy he brought into the world. He helped build the platform for that art. David worked tirelessly behind the scenes, ensuring that performers had everything they needed to succeed, from the right opportunities to the confidence to take risks. David didn't seek the spotlight. He found fulfillment in helping others shine. He celebrated the victories of those he mentored as if they were his own, always content to stand just out of view, smiling with pride. He left the world a better, funnier place. The warmth and laughter he inspired continue to ripple outward, touching new generations of performers and audiences alike. David was a master of friendship, teaching loyalty and integrity. He showed that true friendship means standing by each other through every high and low, and that loyalty is the foundation of any lasting relationship. His memory lives on in the history of comedy and the hearts of those who knew him. The photos on the wall, the laughter echoing in theaters, and the stories told backstage all carry a piece of David's spirit. He was, as Billy would say, simply the best. To those who loved him, David was irreplaceable, a mentor, a confidant, and a true friend. His impact, like the laughter he helped create, will echo for a long time. The world is brighter and funnier because David Steinberg was in it.